Good morning, my name is Manuel Vasquez, and today I'm gonna teach you how to make hojarascas. Now picture this, a cool breezy morning, cup of coffee or tea, and to top it all off, some nice Mexican traditional cookies, also known as hojarascas. Now today I'm gonna teach you how to make these traditional cookies, and there are three main steps you need to follow along. First, I'm gonna teach you the ingredients that you will need. Then I will continue to give you the steps in which you need to go in to make sure that you get the best results. And finally, I'm gonna give you some tips that will for sure help you along the way. Now, to start, I will tell you the ingredients that are needed. And since this recipe was given to me from Mexico, I'm gonna be using kilos. So you're gonna need 1 kilo of all-purpose flour. You're gonna need a cup of sugar. You're gonna need grinded cinnamon, crushed pecans or pecans, whichever way you pronounce. A teaspoon of baking powder, 2 eggs, and half a kilo of all vegetable shortening, also known as Crisco. You're gonna need 2 medium containers, a pan, and oil. Now, onto the steps. So first, you want to make sure you mix all your dry ingredients, which are the flour, the sugar, the teaspoon of baking powder, the cinnamon. Now the cinnamon, how much or how little you add, it's up to you. If you want more of a cinnamon taste, you add more, and if you don't, then you can add less. Same with the pecans. If you don't want to add pecans, you don't have to. It does, however, add a nice crunchy consistency as well, a little bit of taste to it. So it's all up to you. Then, of course, you want to make sure you mix them all in, get them all familiar, make them become friends. Also, you want to make sure that they all mix in well so that you don't have a batch that only has cinnamon or a batch that only has pecans. So once you got all that mixed in well, you're going to grab your eggs and you're going to want to add them. Now also make sure that your oven is preheated at 350 degrees. And then you're going to want to add also all your Crisco and mix it in well. Now the point of it is you want to mix it all well until it has a Play-Doh consistency. Now I already taken the time and made it over here. And this is something what you should get. You see it's not runny and it's not too hard. You don't see each grain. So that's what you want out of it. Then you're going to want to grab some oil. Put it on the napkin. And run it across the pan so that the hojarascas don't stick to it. Now you want to grab them and make nice little balls, adding a little bit of consistency. Now the size, it's up to you if you want to make them a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. No smaller than a quarter preferably so that they don't burn. And you want to keep adding them and separating them along the tray so that they don't mix together while they're being heated. Now you're gonna move them to the oven. At the oven, you want to make sure that you set it to 260 degrees. Now you want to leave them there for about 15 to 10 minutes depending on your oven. Just keep an eye on them and make sure that they're heating up. Now, when you see that the cookies are done, you want to move them down to the broil section so that the top gets a little bit cooked as well. And once you're done, you should have something like this. Now, with these, you want to mix the leftover of the cinnamon and the sugar, and you want to drop in the cookie. Get it all nice and sugary cinnamon. And that should be it. Now onto the 3 tips to improving your cookies. If you're not sure if your cookies overcooked or undercooked or how much more time it needs, one tip is once you're leaving in the oven, you can pick it up from the bottom and see if it's cooked. If it has a light brown color on it, that means that it's cooked. If it's too dark, that means that it's burning, and if not, that means that it's still raw. And then you should move it down to the bottom so the top is cooked. Another thing is the size of the cookie. If the cookie is too big, the outer edges will be burning faster than the inside, making it raw and uneven. Now if it's too small, it's gonna overcook very quickly and it's just gonna burn up and not gonna be a great tasting cookie. And finally, the cookie. This cookie itself is very hard, and if you crush it, it completely falls apart. So if you crush the cookie and it doesn't fall apart and it sinks in, that means that it's raw. And yeah, that was it. Hopefully you get to make them and enjoy them. Thank you.